Hello, how are all of you? As you can see, this is not my normal content, this is just a talky video. And it's been a fun ride. If you wonder what I keep doing in the corner of my mouth, I have snoozing, so I'm sorry if that's distracting, but I need the nicotine. Hello. Let's talk about my channel, let's talk about where we're going and how we're doing it. So first of all, I want to say a massive thank you to all the new people that have appeared in my comments, and my mic is annoying me, because you guys have been amazing and have changed this channel no end, because I was so close to giving up and it was an accident that it was successful. I will say that, like all of the Rings of Power, it was a complete accident. On the other side of it, I'm worried how many of you are going to stick around for other content, because YouTube isn't pushing this other content, which is kind of bad. I mean, I did a video on the Rippaverse that really did tank, and it's a shame because I liked that video. I did a video on the publishing industry versus indie publishing and so on, that YouTube itself didn't push, let alone people clicking on it. And it's kind of a weird place to be, and I will be making Lord of the Rings content, I should say, because I like Tolkien, and it's kind of given me an excuse to go back into his world, or worlds, and enjoy them. So that's been fun. On the other side of this coin, I feel like it kind of gave me a new lease of life in this channel. I mean, this channel's been around for a few years now, and I started as a booktube channel where I'd review books and do tag videos and try and do community stuff, and then politely get told to F off by other booktubers because they don't like me. Booktube doesn't like me, and it's quite funny because I got accused of promoting myself on Guru Gossip, which is a horrible website, by the way. And well, I found out who that was. The person that was talking about me and saying nice things about me was Rachel Marie. If you don't know who she is, just go on my channel. There is 2 videos about her, including one where I talk about the drama and another one where I talk about the comments. Vile, disgusting human being who I have no sympathy for and deserves everything she gets. So Rachel Marie Edwards, just look for that on my channel, you'll be fine. Now, on the other side of it, yes, I'm still kind of bitter over that. My booktube experience wasn't great. Booktube predominantly is not about a wider audience, it's about an audience of other booktubers. So people on booktube tend to only make videos for each other. And if you're not part of a clique, you're kind of pushed aside, for want of a better word. And that's also a problem. If you're not willing to play the games or go on pay someone on Patreon, you're not really going to get any attention. The only time they're going to give you attention is if you've either got the same subscribers or more subscribers than them, and that's kind of sad, really. They only want you if you can do something for them. On the other side of it, sort of leaving booktube as a whole was the best decision I made, and it kind of started in 2020, and it's trickled out the book content. And I haven't really made a book video in a long time. Though they will be coming back. I will be talking about fantasy fiction, mainly, and some sci-fi and things like that. Predominantly indie works, because I'm not buddy-buddy with a lot of publishers, so getting ARCs is not particularly easy for me. For some reason, I've openly been lied to by a few of them, but they said, oh, we'll send you a copy, and it never turns up. And then when I email them to find out where it went, I'm blocked. So that says everything, doesn't it? On the other side of everything that's happened with the Rings of Power stuff, I've received some very interesting comments and private messages and emails. And I'm going to word this very, very carefully, because YouTube, the gods of Google, to unalive myself, or threats made to me of physical harm. That that's been a ride. That's been a funny one. Although people shouldn't leave their IP addresses so open. It's interesting what you can do with that information. Just saying. Also, if you edit wiki articles you can get people's IP addresses like that. And it's not even like a loophole or a thing. It's publicly available. That's scary, which is why I always use a VPN. I'm not sponsored by VPN. I wish I was, because I pay through the nose for this bloody thing. So, yeah. And I want to keep it going, and I want to keep this conversation going in our comments, the good stuff. But throwing and accusing me of being many things I'm not, including an ist or a phobe of some kind, insert current buzzwords there, for criticising a television show that is basically your entire personality right now, is kind of sad. Like, you can't deal with the fact that people don't like your show, and it's a terribly badly written TV show. It shows. And it's a shame, because openly, I've never been the bad guy. I've only ever talked about... There's a lot I've wanted to say, and I've held back for reasons to kind of save my own skin, and there's a lot of stuff I don't talk about. I mean, I won't lie, watching people on Twitter right now is funny. Oh my god, Elon Musk is pro-freedom of speech, but he blocks people who criticise him. Freedom of speech means you can say what you want, but the consequences of what you say are two massively different things. And there's a lot of people trolling right now, but watching people freak out over it and virtue signal, and then you've got like millionaire actors going, I'm leaving Twitter, but you drive a Tesla. And I'm sure you use Amazon. So that's a thing. And that brings me back to Rings of Power. The same people who are shilling for Rings of Power are the same people that cry that Amazon is an evil corporation. Just take that hypocrisy into balance and what it is and how it's happened. Banned Book Week is another thing I cannot stand, because booktube is predominantly very hypocritical, and like, you have the rights to read what you want, but they'll pearl clutch over something they find problematic. You know, a bunch of grown-up women who read YA and feel oppressed for reading YA is hilarious, watching the virtue signalling. I mean, openly, I say this, like, creating this channel was a huge leap. Being an introvert is my biggest flaw. I say that. Being an introvert is my biggest flaw. It always has been. And I'm naturally quite shy. So talking to cameras and things like that have been a bit of a blessing. But I do wonder what's next. I do wonder where I'm going with all of this. And I do worry that my channel will go back to obscurity the second Rings of Power. No one cares about it anymore. No one wants to talk about it. And that does scare me, because I spent X amount of years lucky to clear 100 views on most of my videos, and then 26,000 happened. That I find interesting. And I wonder what will happen next, and I wonder what will be the next talking point. I'm glad that I don't do booktube content. I'm glad that that's over. I'm glad that I don't do that. I will still talk about books, but I'm going to talk about, like I said, predominantly fantasy stuff and indie works. Because I don't feel the need to play the booktube game for attention anymore. That's fun. That's very fun. And it's funny how people so willingly weaponize an opinion or something they don't agree with, or what they're doing and how they're doing it. I don't know what happened next here, but I'm rolling with it and seeing what sticks. And I hope you guys stick around for it. I also want to say that there's a handful of videos that have been exclusively posted to Odyssey, just because I don't want to deal with the drama that they would bring on YouTube. So head over there if you want to watch some other stuff, and you can have a very interesting little look into another side of me. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all of those places. They all exist. All of, as said, on the bottom of this screen there. But yeah, I hope you guys stick around for the ride. I hope you guys like what I'm doing. And feel free to ask me any questions. I'm more than willing to answer them. I feel like not many people know me on here, and I feel like to a lot of people I'm very new, and they haven't gone back to my old content, which is maybe a good thing. I mean, most of my first 2 years on YouTube are now privated, because they're embarrassing and old, and I didn't know how to edit, I didn't know how to use sound, like the whole list of things, I suppose. And I don't want to waffle for too long, but I say this, you don't realise what it means to me to see this interaction, to get these comments, these great discussions, and I don't always have the time to reply, and I do my best, and I am so glad that you guys are here for this, because thank you. I have a Patreon, if you guys are interested, but I'm not e-begging, for the simple reason it's optional. You guys do enough, I will say that. And thank you for the person that sent the super chat, the super thanks as well. That surprised me as well. I don't know if you're going to see this, but thank you so much. It's weird watching this channel kind of grow, but kind of stall again. So I just hope that it keeps growing. And there we go. So thank you so much, and it's been a wonderful ride. And I look forward to hearing from you all, and I hope you guys like what I'm doing. So, we'll go back to our regular scheduled content after this one. I'm sorry for the fluffy bunny feelings, and I'm sorry if this video feels somewhat unnecessarily sappy, but when it's nice seeing hard work pay off for the first time. So, I will talk to you guys very soon.